Okay, here's our beginning of our unit on color and painting. And you've probably gotten this in the past, so we're going to skip over some of the stuff, and some of the stuff we're going to come back and do more of later. Your primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. Secondary colors are equal amounts of red and yellow mixed together in equal amounts will make orange. Blue and yellow in equal amounts mixed together makes green. Equal amounts of red and blue mixed together makes purple. That would be a secondary color. Your tertiary colors are your third mixing of colors, and that would be when you add some more red to the purple or violet, then you have red violet. If you add more blue to it, you have blue violet. But you start off with a secondary color and you add more of the primary color to it, and it's always listed as yellow green, not green yellow. So once you've made green, if you added more blue to it, it would be blue green. If you added more yellow to it, it would be yellow green. And tertiary is usually vocabulary that you don't hear a lot, and you may not have gotten it earlier on. But the color wheel is we have one on display by the sink. We may paint one of these later, but I don't really think we need to. We're going to get more into the how to mix paints and how to use paints for creating values. And it talks about hue, which just means the different colors itself, and then value. We've been working with value with pencil, then we work with value with the ink pen with cross hatching, then we work with value with colored pencils, and now we're going to learn how to make values with paint. You're going to make five squares. So we're going to put this aside, and you're going to need a pen or a pencil to write your name on your paper, and then you're going to make 5 boxes. Always leave some room in between your boxes for white paper so that you can see a contrast between the two colors. Remember, we always started from light to dark when we were working with pencils or even ink pens. It's always easier to make an area darker. It's hard to make an area that's dark lighter once you've gotten that ink down. But with the paints, I think it's easier to start off with we just start off with the blue paint. There's blue right out of the brush into the palette. These palettes have 12 holes in them, but all you need is to fill up what you're needing. So we only needed blue and white paint. I didn't get all the colors that are over there in the palette. We're only going to get the colors that you can paint with at one time. And you know, I'm more concerned with you mixing the colors and applying the colors smoothly and evenly, like I'm showing here. You don't see big lumps of paint in here, and once it's a smooth, thin layer of paint, it'll dry faster. Now what we're going to do to make this blue lighter is we're going to dip our paintbrush into the white paint and then go back to our blue paint, and we're going to stir that in really well. We're going to mix that white paint that we added in there really well, and this is going to change and make the blue paint a lighter color, but you want to make sure you've got all the blue that's in there mixed in with that white. Then you're going to apply this lighter color of blue in. You're going to dip into the white paint again, adding more paint to that blue, and you're going to see this is going to make it even lighter blue. Every time we add, we're taking some paint out, we're painting it on the paper, we're adding more white to that blue, so that blue is never going to get emptied out. We're going to take our paintbrush and dip into the white again, lifting up some white paint. We're going to stir that into the light blue that we just had made. Now, when you start a painting, let's say we were going to do the sphere or the cylinder, you probably want to start off with the lightest color first. So you do this in reverse. Now that you got, and then work your way to the darker colors for the shadows. I've added more white paint to my paintbrush. Now you could keep going with this. You could make 10 different values, 20 different values, but we're just going to do the 5 values. Here's our lightest color of blue, and if we kept going, we added more white paint to our blue, it'll get lighter and lighter and lighter, and that's the same thing that we do. And then there's not one here, but I can show you that every time you add more white paint, that blue becomes lighter and lighter. So your first step today is to create this value scale. And then when you're done, we'll go back to doing makeup work. Bye.